Okay.
Hello.
Tracy says, "Hey peeps, what's up, Trace?"
I don't know what's going on with this lighting situation here.
I don't know. Is the thing all smudgy
I
again?
don't know. Let me check.
I should have bought you that screen cleaner thing at the Christmas tree shop. It would have been like 25 cents instead of getting our $4.35 back. Is that a little better? It's a little better. Trace, I've been thinking about you all day. Oh, did I like not put mascara on one eye? What did I? No, no eyeliner.
Oh, that's right.
I am out of eyeliner.
We're
I ordered some now.
You should have got some at Christmas tree shop.
I can't get eyeliner at Christmas tree shop. I did order some eyeliner.
Includes lead.
I ordered from Thrive. If anybody wants a coupon, I don't know if it's a coupon or a free sample, but I do have Thrive codes if anybody wants one.
What kind of pyramid scheme are you running?
I'm not running a pyramid scheme, but I do have products that I use that incentivize you to both you and your friends. So like if they're like, hey, refer a friend, they get something free, you get something free. Win-win. Win-win-win.
Pyramid.
It's not really a pyramid. A pyramid would be if
Ponzi?
Yes, it's a Ponzi scheme. So if you want, see, like, one of my straps must be tighter than the other because my titties look. What is going on over there? No, are they even? Okay. Well, welcome to Marital Hate. I'm Stacy. That's Doug.
Yeah, this is hate right here.
Titties uneven. Gotta fix that.
Can't have uneven titties. No man wants that.
Well, wait. Okay. I just wanted them to be the same. I didn't need to be like.
Oh.
I did.
You want to look good on camera, don't you?
Did I not look good before?
No, well, you were a little uneven.
I don't. Fuck you. Anyway, welcome to Marital Hate. I'm Stacy. This is Doug.
Hello.
We are live on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. We keep meaning to expand it. We've had a lot of shit going on. We will one day. We'll make short clips one day, maybe. Who knows? And also, if you comment during the live feed, you'll interact with the people here. The master haters, Tracy's one of them. Are like the most amazing people you will ever meet. They will include you in their lives. They'll include you in the chat.
They will check on you if you're sick.
They will.
They'll mail you soup. That's what they'll do.
I don't know if they'll mail you soup, but some of them do mail each other things, or they've mailed me things. They're just the nicest people.
Edible things.
And also we should have some lemon pound cake while the kids are here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tracy. We haven't had lemon pound cake since Doug ate the entire freaking thing last time.
It was so good.
I had one slice. If you comment afterwards, though, like people still comment, we'll still interact with you. And actually, Tracy is somebody that does that. Our friend Risa. Risa actually has gotten into Buddhism as of recent.
Oh, she likes boots.
Buddhism.
Oh, I thought she liked boots.
No, but she's gotten into Buddhism as of recent. She sent me a nice meditation that I'm going to check out today. Chatted with her briefly, and I feel like I was doing so many different things at the time that I didn't. I'm going to message her right now and thank her.
Yeah, thank her for not being on the podcast.
Tuning
in. Oh, 5 people in. All right, so now she might be in.
She could be.
We don't know.
Tracy said, so good. I love that lemon pound cake. It is so good. But have you seen the Afro Man video, lemon pound cake? Because it's good. If you haven't, maybe we need to pull it up because
we've talked about it a couple times on the podcast so far.
So anyway, I had some notes from the other day that I never got to bring into the podcast.
It's
but other than that, I have not really prepared for the podcast today. I just have some notes.
Well, yesterday we did not do the podcast, and I was all excited to talk about the Chinese bears in the Chinese zoo that people think are people dressed in furry suits.
We need to loop back on that. Let me just start off with. There's something over there making noise. We don't know what the fuck it is.
That's a want bird.
Trace says, no, pull it up. Okay, so I will pull up the two. But let me just briefly, why we didn't have a podcast last night. So people with Lyme or anybody with any kind of inflammation-related disease, parasites, Lyme, fibro, MS, lupus, we all seem to actually do worse during the full and new moon. So I track the moon cycle, and sometimes I have to check. Like sometimes I'll check my book and be like, oh, look, a full moon or a new moon. And sometimes I'll be like, I'll know like a month out. Like I'll be like, fuck. Incidentally, so that's so last night Risa's here. What's up, Risa? She waves.
Hey.
So I was having itching from head to toe. Was really the biggest thing. It felt like bugs were crawling under my skin. It wasn't good.
It's not good.
It wasn't good. It wasn't like allergy. Well, it was kind of like allergies, but it wasn't an allergy. It was like, so I did the Rife. I did The Rife Machine on the parasite setting, I took a fuckload of supplements. I took some cannabis oil. I did the biomat, which I'm finally sweating on now, which I don't normally sweat. And we played a little Nintendo, which also made me sweat.
It did make your hands sweat.
We had a lot of, my hands are the only thing that sweat. I have normally they did tissue samples. They took chunks out of me and they said, no, you don't have any sweat glands. Don't sweat. That's why my lymph nodes are always backed up. So anyway, that's why we weren't here. We take the podcast very seriously. And please know that if there's a night that we don't do the podcast, it's only because we don't feel like we have any choice. Side note, we do not have any bug spray on and we don't have the diffuser going and we're going to regret that. Well, so do you think you could run and grab the lemongrass pumpy thing?
The lemongrass pumpy thing?
Yeah,
sure, I can grab that.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Where is it?
There's one in the closet in the hallway in the moisturizer bin. We actually have two. I don't know where the other one is, but that's where I put that one.
All right, I'll see you in a half hour.
Doug will be back in a half hour. Tracy says, yeah, the moon. That makes sense. So Doug is going to tell you about Chinese bears, and I'm going to look up the lemon pound cake video and the origin video leading up to the lemon cake pound cake video, and hopefully we can get the audio to load in because we had trouble with Paul's song the other day. But what I wanted to tell you guys is, so I got my I'm super excited about my points, right? On my credit card, because that's how we're like going to survive until we have some money coming in, presumably. And so points, and then of course the credit card room. So I have something like $787 like right now that I can use to pay for stuff we've already paid for, like rent. Yes, rent. And of course the kids' flight down and Doug's flight back to Boston and all that fun stuff. Side note, lemongrass coconut body oil from Trader Joe's. I know that a lot of people use Skin So Soft from Avon, which has some not so good ingredients in it. This just has coca nufucara, which is virgin coconut oil, olive fruit oil, sweet almond oil, jojoba oil, and lemongrass oil, and it keeps the bugs away.
Jojoba.
Man, it's very moisturizing.
You have to say jojoba like Jeffrey Holder.
It's moisturizing jojoba. And it smells good. Tracy asked if I qualify for disability. Can you pull that up on screen? Tracy asked if I qualify for disability. I do get disability, but it is not much money because I took most of my career off to raise my kids. And
career.
That was rude.
Working years.
Well, yeah, I raised a family, and
yes, you did.
Took time off and put my children first, and they like to thank me for that by not calling. I'm not bitter or anything, just a little heartbroken. So there's that. So yes, Doug does not qualify for disability. Although I don't know, you're old.
I'm very old. I don't think old is a disability though yet.
No,
I still have another.
See all these people working at freaking Walmart and shit.
Working it up.
30, you're going to work till you're 87.
I'm going to have to.
If our financial situation doesn't change, you might have to.
I just realized that I'm wearing my MTV shirt, and yesterday was the 42nd anniversary of the launch of MTV.
First song played on MTV. Anybody know?
Yeah,
you should know.
People should know that. That's an easy one.
Video killed the radio store.
Star.
Not
the store.
Words are hard.
Video killed Radio Shack by the Bangles.
But it was the Bungles.
The Buggles.
Buggles.
The Buggles.
Tracy.
We
Tracy
know a guy.
To know, I want to see if I'm gonna if I qualify. Any tips? You probably do qualify based on what you showed me today.
Was there a little show and tell?
Yes, Tracy sent me some naked pictures today. And when I say naked, I mean I saw her spine. So Tracy, thank you for sending me those very sexy pictures.
That was
spine. It was so hard and long. I love it. And it was bent, much like my husband, and I enjoy a nice bent. So you want to talk to Attorney Robert Noah?
We'll take that offline.
I'm not taking
it. If he wants a plug on the show, he's going to have to sponsor us.
Talk to Attorney Robert Noah. He's up on the North Shore, but you don't need to meet with him unless you go to a appeal. Rob is not only a personal friend, he's a phenomenal attorney. He actually got my brother-in-law his disability. He's helped countless friends of mine. People in the Lyme community often find that they have a difficult time getting disability, and he has gotten countless Lyme patients disability. He's a sweetheart. He has the best bedside manner ever. You would absolutely love him. And his email is rlnoah@gmail.com. Sorry, rlnoahlaw@gmail.com. Let me just double check that. So he's fantastic. Call him tomorrow. Tell him I sent you. He'll be extra nice to you. I don't know. I think he's just extra nice to everybody. What do you think?
I think he's a good dude.
Yeah, it's rlnoahlaw@gmail.com, and I will pull up the number for you.
NOA.
NOA.
As in no apparent obstacles.
Let me just pull him up. Noah Law. And then the office phone number is 617-423-2228.
That number again, call me. If you've been injured in an accident, slip and fall, car accident,
and then it's
skateboard.
617-423-2228. And I have it. He's the best.
I just came up with a money-making idea. Well, a money-getting idea.
What's that?
I contact Rob Noah.
Yeah.
I go for disability from watching one of those fail videos and going, ooh, and then wrenching my muscle.
When I watch one of those fail videos, I get like literally nauseous.
Totally
okay, I have to pull up the lemon pound. Oh, so wait, we have Trace said the thank you. She said via the radio store. Of course, she was right on top of that. I bet Risa knew it too. Yeah. Although Risa's younger than us. Younger than me. I don't know if she's even seen MTV. And Anne's here. She says hello to everyone.
I met Risa once, and I liked Risa.
I
believe I only met her once.
And you met Anne once, and you liked her too. Yeah, you've only met Risa once.
I've met Anne once.
I'm gonna pull up I'm gonna pull up
Just gonna pull up something.
The Afro Man of it all. Okay, but you need to talk about the Chinese bears.
Oh, the Chinese. I don't know if you guys saw this story, and I would love to pull that up as well. Let me see if I can pull up the.
Why don't we talk?
The Chinese bear.
Let's pull one thing up at a time, so that they're not watching us type in Google things.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
It's right here. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see this. Let me share the screen. Because I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And you see the bear and the loose skin and all that stuff. And it's like, oh, hey, maybe. It's kind of like the moon landing. All right, let's see. All right, we're going to share that. Boom, boom, boom. Hopefully you guys can see this. I have my guitar ads that I get. All right, so let's see if this will play up here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Oh, sorry, we're just an ad. Let's disregard the ad. Disregard it.
Your audio is the button.
They don't need. You just need to see the picture of the bear. We're going to turn that off because we don't need to promote anybody that isn't promoting us. But it's fun to watch computer things together.
Anne says, "I watched the thing about the bears."
This thing is like, wait till you see the bear, and they're denying it. China is denying the bear issue.
Can you hear this?
Look at that thing. It's gonna wave. Watch it wave.
They're so cute. So cute. I want one.
I don't know. That for whatever reason, that just killed me. I just thought that was so funny. And the bear just standing there waving. And I'm thinking, what if China actually pulled that off and it was actual bear suit? Like, and then I'm thinking, like, what if I went to the Franklin Park Zoo and those are not zebras? They're just horses that have been painted or something. It got me thinking about that.
Okay, so there were actually 2 videos, by the way, that he had.
Risa says, says she's 42, loved MTV back in the day, If Headbangers Ball, Alternative Nation, and Liquid Television. I don't 42.
I miss Liquid Television.
I don't even know what that is because I remember when it was video. And actually, one of the things that I had to research the other day was the girl from the Aha video. And I was just going to recite her name because that's a great piece of trivia, but now I don't have it. Anyway, she was in the Billy Idol video. Doug, is that Doug, is your young that long? My tongue? Yes, it's bear long.
Gene Simmons. Like it. Yeah. No, seriously. Girl, you got to hedge your bets when you marry an old man. I know you're not going to marry a man, but I'm telling you something. as a lesbian, if you saw that nonsense, you'd be like, maybe. Maybe. It's the rest of him that's the problem. Patriarchy.
What?
You're the least patriarchy person I've ever met in my life.
Patriarchy.
I liked Pop-Up Video. That was one of my favorites.
Pop-Up Video was great, but that was VH1. Facts. That was VH1.
Was it?
Love that show.
There came a point where, like, I don't know what either of them do anymore. And isn't there like 9 different MTVs now? I did enjoy Wild and Out. We watched Matt.
We watched an episode of Wild and Out. I had never seen it before. We watched it, and I actually kind of enjoyed it. It was wild.
Trace says
the comparison of the bear tongue.
Stick your tongue out, baby.
No, that's obscene.
It is obscene. Tracy said that's a bear in human clothing. People are saying that they're not real. It's a bear. Like 41 here in MTV is the reason we have issues with needing instant gratification. You're not wrong. Okay, so I gonna skip ads on the Afro Man video.
And she gonna pull it up.
I am gonna pull it on screen as soon as I make this full screen.
Well, did you tell him about the this is when the police raided his home?
Yeah, we already talked about this. So I have the first video that is before the lemon pound cake video, and I'm about to present it. Share screen. YouTubery. Which is weird because he's just humming here, but the song was "Will you help me repair my door?" I don't know if he sings it.
Me repair my gate. Will you help me repair my door?
Hilarious.
Did you find what you was looking for? Will you help me repair my gate and door? Would you like a slice of lemon pound cake? You can take as much as you want to take.
Oh, it is the same video.
There must be a big mistake. Would you like to have a slice of my lemon pound cake?
That looks like...
The warrant said narcotics and kidnapping. The warrant said narcotics and kidnapping. Are you kidding? I make my money rapping. Why does the warrant say narcotics? Well, I know narcotics, but why kidnapping? Let me ask you something, officer. Any kidnapping victims inside my suit pockets? Are there any kidnapping victims inside my suit pockets? You crooked cops need to stop it. There are no kidnapping victims in my suit pockets.
That'll go on quite a bit longer.
Let me ask you another question. Is there 1,000 pounds of weed in my suit pockets? Is there 1,000 pounds of weed in my suit pockets? You crooked cops.
In any case, you get the point. I'm going to share the link to the group, so if you can check it out, if you want to check it out, you can.
You'll be humming it all day tomorrow.
Hilarious with the song. I agree with you, Tracy. It is hilarious, and you got the link to the video if you want to watch the whole thing.
But not
that's
right
what
now.
Got us in. Yeah, don't watch it now. You're watching us. They'll be there all the time. We're not always live. And Trace is dying. Well, please don't die because we like you just the way you are, and we don't want you to die. But you should call Rob tomorrow. And he should be able to help you out.
And tell him you're dying, and then like it'll help your case.
No, Rob's he's really good about like being honest with you, but also having a fantastic bedside. We just bought a goddamn back scratcher. No, I don't know where it is either. Zach says it is stuck in his head. We just got to talk to Zach. He has a new Jeep called the Tomato.
Named by me. Well, actually named by
Jazbo.
the late great John Hill, also known as Jazbo. Anyways, Jazbo was a kind of a friend of like my brother's crew. Started coming around our house back in the 70s. Unbelievably great guy, owned a landscaping business. And he ended up striking up like a pretty good friendship with my dad.
Fox baby Jeep, isn't they cute?
And anyways, Jazbo became a fixture in our house and in our lives, and was like one of my additional older brothers that of many. But back in the day, he had in the 70s he had a red El Camino, which he named the Tomato, and I've always said that Zach is our Jazbo of our family, and that he would need to name this car, this Jeep, the Tomato. Other Jazbo trucks included the Pumpkin. And also the Heap. The Heap was my favorite.
Which is hilarious because at work they call Zach the Heap.
Zachariah Heap. Yeah.
Because he has a tendency to fall into a heap. He was clumsy for when he was going through that growth spurt there where he went from like 5'6" to 6'1" in like 2 years. He just didn't know like stairs. Couldn't work stairs.
Oh, I thought he was clumsy.
So cute.
I will say this though,
like between you walk into fucking everything.
I never said I was graceful. I will say this, Tracy, big red truck. Zach, red Jeep.
Well, he just got rid of his big red truck.
He had a big red truck. Now he's got a red Jeep.
I don't know if you're supposed to say it's so cute about a man's Jeep, but yeah. I mean, Gun Club knows me as the Heap. So Zachariah, I think we talked about this. Zach holds that record twice for the state championship and I knew what the name of the award was last time we talked about this, but I don't remember it. Anyway, he's great at shooting.
The other guys were 80 years old and had Parkinson's.
True. They were 80 years old. Only some of them have Parkinson's. You're terrible. Straight.
One guy won from most accurate on the other guy's target without meaning to shoot at it.
You're mental. I got to tell you guys, I want to rip my clothes off and jump in the pool right now. It's so sticky. It's not like soupy air.
That'll be on our
like sometimes when you breathe, it tastes like you're inhaling soup. Today it just feels like sticky soup on my body. Sticky soup on my body. Trace says, "Nice, Zach. I love shooting. You guys should go shooting together sometime."
Yeah, I should. Pembroke. Why do I need a pencil?
I don't. Oh, Zach has a bunch of lesbian friends already.
Does he? Oh, he does. He dog sits for. I miss Molly.
Maybe you guys know each other. Lesbians of the South Shore. How many are there?
Probably 8.
No, because we were at DK's one night and it was like a lesbian bar.
Was it really?
Remember the night we went to TK's and there was like 8 lesbians. We made friends with them.
I don't remember that.
Anyway,
no, we make friends with everybody.
We do. We make friends with everybody. We don't care
if they're living the life wrong.
Living the life wrong.
It was Mike Timlin of the Red Sox was talking about like he was super religious and he's like. And somebody asked him about like his thoughts about gay people, and he goes, "Well, if they choose to live their life in the wrong manner."
Well, here lies the point that if you look at any religious text, it talks about how you should love and forgive everyone. So even if God was going to smite the gays,
so Tracy, I forgive you for being gay. Is that
no? But you're like a person who's truly faithful would never judge someone else; they would forgive them. So there you go.
Interesting.
Their sins, as it were. I don't believe being a gay is a sin. You know what I think is being a sin? Being a judgmental fucking asshole is a sin. Being a judgmental fucking
anything
asshole
we can do
is the biggest sin of all. Oh, I don't like people who are tone deaf too. That's one that bothers me.
There's a lot of tone deaf going around
today. And so there it goes. Tracy's laughing her ass off, which is good. Don't laugh off.
I forgive her, so she should be laughing.
Too much ass, girl. Please don't lose that butt. We like that. Okay. And Trace says, I've been forgiven, Lord Almighty. I don't even know what to tell you. So I do have some notes. What those notes are.
Let's look in Stacy's notebook.
Delusional people.
Delusional people.
That's my first note.
Speaking of.
I don't like delusional people. Well, it's funny because I have a lot of people, and it's kind of and it was funny because so I keep a journal. Sorry, keep a journal. So this just so you know all the paper that is happening around here. I keep this notebook for the podcast. I have another journal that I journal in every morning,
daily journal.
Every night.
Yes.
Yeah. So I journal
Master
about
journal.
how I'm feeling at the time, anything I need to work out emotionally. I do my morning gratitude in there, my evening gratitude I put in here because I share it with you guys because I want to encourage you to focus on gratitude because by focusing on gratitude, you bring more good into your life. And also you're more positive and I like to be around you more. And so it's really self-serving. It's all about me. And then I do affirmations. I do a little prayer. Thank you. I have no clue what's best for me. My plans, ideas, and desires pale in comparison to what you have in store for me. That could be God, the universe, whatever God you feel like.
Dionne Warwick.
Please show me. And I say that twice a day, and good things have been coming my way. And then I do a bunch of affirmations. As a matter of fact, I was on the phone with Zach tonight, and I should have been journaling.
Yeah.
So I gave my affirmations to Zach, and I was like, I am gorgeous, fit, and sexy. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, I'm wealthy. And he's like, I'm like, I'm healthy. And he's like, and I'm like, I'm limitless. Everything goes my way. He might have agreed with me on that one. I'm not really sure. We're going to buy our dream house this year.
With the lottery winnings from what? Tomorrow night?
We haven't bought a ticket, but presumably, yeah. We have some winners that we can cash.
I have that jar of coins.
There's that jar of coins we'll be using to pay rent. So anyway, I want to get back to delusional people.
Delusional people.
So like I give a lot of people advice and I help a lot of people, and like I'm the friend, and like it's weird because like today as I was I also have a planner, and in my planner I track everything. And I give myself little stickers throughout the day to reward myself for whatever fucking stupid thing I've accomplished, like wiped my ass. Woohoo! You get a poop sticker.
There's a sticker for that?
Well, it's for pooping.
Oh, okay.
But, you know.
So it's like a.
If we got a bidet, I would still get the poop sticker. Although I don't know, how does that work? If you have a bidet, Zach, you have a bidet? We bought Zach a bidet for Christmas. Among many other strange gifts that I like to buy people. I'm here for it, buying strange gifts. If we win the lottery, you'll all get strange gifts on a regular. Anyway, well, the master haters. Everybody else, listen, if you're not a master hater, I don't know what
you're
to
a delusional
say to you.
person.
So I at the end of every month, I reflect on that month.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of questions that are built into the planner that I use. And then I plan the next month. So in reflecting on this month, it was like, what did I learn this month? And what I learned is a lot of people are delusional. Like they don't live in reality with the rest of us. Yeah. Like, and you have to ask, like, when you're dealing with a delusional person, you can't be like, tell them they're wrong, because they're not going to listen to you because they're delusional. Delusional means they believe things are true that are not true. They fully believe it, no matter what you tell them. That's delusional. So what I have found in dealing with delusional people is the best thing to do is to ask them questions. The problem is I don't always have the patience to ask them questions, because I've asked them the questions before and we've established what we all know to be true, but they would rather hold on to their delusion than live in reality.
I hear that. So
sometimes, like, you know, people, and be it your, you know, obviously if you're friends with me, I'm going to fucking tell you the truth, because when I try to hold back, it doesn't go well. You know, if you pay someone for, be it, you know, legal advice or financial advice or, you know, a therapist or, you know, a job coach or, you know, your partner, like if you have somebody in your life that you know, have every reason to respect and trust, and they give you an opinion, you should fucking listen to that. And it's funny because I was talking to my friend Christina about something she'd given me advice about recently. And she was like, hey, she's like, I'm not going to be mad if you don't take my advice. And I know that she's not going to be mad if I don't take her advice, but I did explain to her, I wanted her to know like how much I value her opinion, which is why I went to her on this issue. And that I really took it into consideration, and I decided that I liked the way I went with it. So it's remains to be the issue. However, I do find myself to be frustrated with people who cannot fucking think for themselves, or that live in their own fucking world and then bitch and moan about their lives. It's like, or people just in general, like that was my whole thing, was like, I learned that most people would rather complain about their lives than fix their problems. They would rather complain and blame other people, and then they'll be lazy and not do anything about it when they have a problem that they could easily resolve. And
it's a related graphic,
but it's not related, because this has nothing to do with that. But I can get onto that topic if you'd like to pull that graphic up. Just give me a moment.
Okay. Keep going.
Oh, actually, this came up today. So I don't like delusional people, and I think what I'm going to do from now on is Trey said 1 + 5.
1 + 1 is 5.
Equals. I'm not going to fight with you about it. Well, yeah, I'm not going to fight with people about it. But the problem is I'm invested in the people I know and I care. I'm invested in everybody, and I need to get better about not being. But I'm so invested in them. But at the same time, I don't want to not care. but I can't watch people fuck up their lives. Like,
Right.
it drives me crazy. It's like, oh my God, all I want to do is save you. I feel like Holden Caulfield.
Well, it's only going to get worse as you age.
Do I sound like Holden Caulfield? Did you read Catcher in the Rye?
No.
Doug doesn't know. Anyway, if I sound like Holden Caulfield, let me know. Or maybe I'm being delusional, thinking I sound like Holden Caulfield.
All I know is the guy read the Holden Caulfield book and then shot John Lennon. So, I don't know. I'm not going to read that book and go shoot somebody. That would be terrible. That would be awful.
I could see that. I mean, not John Lennon specifically, but I could see where people,
that guy had a list.
Would get riled up about how fucking stupid people are.
Yeah.
And snap. I could see that. I'm not a violent person, but I could understand where that could bring somebody, because I think everybody is capable of fucking losing it. I've seen you lose it. Never killed anyone, but
I'm cool.
Just a Swiffer. You killed a Swiffer once.
I'm cool now. I'm all cool. It's a whole new me.
So I'm gonna get I'm gonna give you your lead into your meme.
Okay, go ahead.
So over the weekend, because I can't help myself, there was a Planned Parenthood post, and I think we've talked about this before. I'm not, I wouldn't be here if abortion were readily available and distributed in 1976. My mom was 15 when she got pregnant. My dad was 17. And I was born when they were 16 and 18. Needless to say, I was not wanted in any way, shape, or form. And my mom regularly told me that she wished she had an abortion.
Having babies. Which
goes to show that if that at the time abortion were more readily acceptable, I would not be here. And so I'm not a big fan.
I wish I had a sound effect of a toilet flushing right now.
That would be pretty
so inappropriate.
No, dude, it'd be hilarious because we can joke about these things. But like, my thing is, like, I would never judge a woman that's had an abortion, but I do think that there's a lot of people that go on that you don't know what that person was meant to do. And I think, like, if a woman is pregnant and it's not intentionally, she should have all the love and support she needs surrounding her. That's what I think. And as a community, we should get there behind her, but whatever. But I think, like, people forget that it's not as simple as a medical procedure. There's more to it. There's the impact on the mother. There's the impact, the fact that we have a society that just doesn't care about that impact on her, the emotional impact of it. And my concerns, obviously for the mother, and in the case of myself, like, hey, I'm fucking awesome. Like, do you not want me to be here? So anyway, Planned Parenthood is doing this big rally to raise money or whatever they're doing. And their ad was, tell us your abortion stories. And I was like, my abortion stories? I wouldn't be here if it weren't for abortion were readily available. That did not make people happy.
See,
because that thread, like, the people that are following, commenting on that thread, are not people who that are people that are in favor of abortion.
What do they think? Like, tell us your story. Well, I get it, right? I get.
What do you like?
But I'm like, mine was awesome. Like, somebody's gonna type in, like, it's a it's a nice feel good abortion story for you. It's probably something I would assume that ladies would not like to relive and would not like to talk about, and probably had a hard time coming up with that decision, and probably had some form of anguish over it. I would never judge
a woman who's had an abortion. I can only imagine how painful that must have been. And Anne raises a point about birth control. Well, that's exactly the point of this conversation, is birth control. Let me explain that to you. So these two women come at me hard that I'm forcing people to have children against their will, because they had no choices other than, me forcing them to have children against their will. As a matter of fact, I have been going around and raping everyone and getting them all pregnant, apparently.
Donna Shea is checked in. If you don't like abortion, don't have
I agree with you about that, Donna, but I think that there's more to it than that. And
that's simply put, is from Donna.
Sure. And of course you're coming in late. I definitely advise watching it earlier, but I want to tell you that, so these two women just came at me hard because I talked about, hey, listen, if abortion were readily available, I would not be here today. Period. I wouldn't be here. And you love me. You fucking love me. I'm awesome.
Who the hell would I be married to if I weren't married to you?
So there's got to be a nice normal girl out there for you somewhere.
To find normal.
I don't fucking know what that is.
I don't know what.
So that's not my point. These two women come at me hard. They're like, you're forcing people to have abortion, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, I just don't think that you're telling the entire side of the story. I believe that, abortion story doesn't just include, oh, I had an abortion and it was fucking fantasy land. And I shared a different version of that, a different perspective. So these two women come at me, and then I had blocked the first one before I even thought about it. And on the second one, I went to comment and I accidentally clicked on her profile. Oh. And she's clearly 300 pounds.
Don't fat shame.
Purple hair. I'm fat.
Don't
it's
fat
like how black people can call people the N-word. I can call her fat. So she has like roots and purple hair, but it's like all faded and doesn't look good. And I'm like, bitch, no one wants to fuck you. No one wants to fuck you. So there you go with your birth control. So Doug had a point that he wanted to share.
Right, so I have
Tracy says, how dare you, Stacey?
So sometimes Stacey will get in on these things and it'll affect her certain ways. So I found this.
It's on there. I wish more time, which is when you're on your deathbed, you wish you had spent more time arguing online. I don't often engage in arguments, but I will put something out there. And when people respond, I do feel the need to respond because I feel like it's rude to not respond, but you raise a valid point. Jim Hunt does that. Jim Hunt will say he'll have a few cocktails, drop a nuclear bomb, and then go to bed.
See, the thing is about not coming back to it. Like I've made comments and people come at me. And I don't even do it anymore. But when I did it, I would get so upset by the response or whatever, and then I would get upset easily. And then I would be like, you know what? I'm just going to turn off. I'm not going to think. But anyways, I thought this guy in his deathbed and the oxygen. There's a space background. He's got some wrinkles. Like I just thought the drawing, the hands, everything about this just was amazing. Smile? But here's the thing: you've got this squiggly thing, but then you've got this typeset type. Which I don't know. It's just, but so I loved it. I loved it and hated it and loved it.
You loved
it
both theoretically and artistically.
Yeah. But
you don't post terribly controversial things. You're not on the internet talking about abortion.
There's some stuff I would like to talk about online, but I just won't do it. I just will not do it because I'm not going to change anybody's mind. Hello, Mr. Owl. Oh, he's right there.
Borrowing owl at 9:00.
Mad at don't be mad at me.
Mad. He's just chatting. Mad. I knew you were being facetious. Tracy's laughing and she says, and I was being facetious. I knew you were. I think it's actually freaking me out because I can see me in both cameras and it's weird. And we're on the wrong side.
Avert your gaze.
It looks like we're on the wrong side. You got to fix your camera.
What the hell? I think it's when you have a second camera. Is when that happens. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I don't know. We were on the wrong side in the pool yesterday too. Camera.
Oh, there's a mirror in my camera.
There you go.
Oh, no, that's not the way it usually is it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not how it.
No, usually I'm over there.
No.
That's not good. No, see that's right side up, and I don't look. I'm used to seeing myself in a mirror, so yeah, it's not right.
And it's right. This is how we usually look. You're on the left, I'm on the right. People get upset when we're not.
People? Anybody? Tell us if we're in the right spots. Or was better before.
But it's weird. On my screen, I'm on the left still. Oh, it's because I who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows?
You know, I look better when I'm in mirror than I am like normal. Like I look weird like normal. Anyway.
If you say so.
You are the right spots. You are in the right spots.
I am in the right spots. But we're not in the right spots. Did you pull that comment? You always pull the comment on screen. Some people can't hear. They have to see it on the screen. Oh, the other thing that people do online that drives me fucking crazy is they'll ask for legal advice. So here's one that came up recently. Somebody in my Jeep group, I belong to many Jeep groups. This is South Coast Jeep Club. Zach has left, but that's a Jeep Club group that I think he left. That's a Jeep Club you should join. And Risa says I haven't moved. So who the hell knows? But this Jeep group, and somebody bought a new Jeep and she's like, hey, I need to get this new Jeep home. What do I do? And she's like, and she's like, can I just swap the plates over or like whatever? And everybody's like, oh, you have 7 days, you have 7 days, you have 7 days. And people are like, no, you can't do that. It's illegal. So the big argument, I believe you do have 7 days for a transfer, but that's not the point. You don't ask the question on the internet because when you get pulled over or you get in an accident, I asked on Facebook, it's not going to help you. It's not going to get your coverage for your brand new Jeep that you just totaled. It's not going to protect you if you kill somebody or if they impound your freaking car or whack you with a bunch of tickets or give you a moving violation for driving an unregistered vehicle. Call your fucking insurance company, stupid.
And also, there is a thing called Google that you can ask, and you will not get the snide comments.
But hang on that topic, do not use Google. Because if you're talking about something is precarious, a legal matter, you need to consult an attorney. It's cheap. If it's just a quick question, you can usually do it online. But if you're talking about something pertaining to car insurance, call the insurance company or call the police station.
Call the general.
And so the person was, there's all these different versions. And I guess one thing that came up, people suggested towing it. If you have AAA, just have AAA tow it. AAA will not tow an unregistered vehicle. According to this thread, don't know if it's true, will not tow an unregistered vehicle. If it were me, I'd swap the tags and say I was transferring the plates. That said, she was driving from Dennis to Mashpee. And little known fact, Cape cops, especially at the end of the summer, they get extra dickish.
Yeah, baby.
I love Cape Cod. I love cops. But what happens is the towns are going to lose that revenue. Right. So even like my town, they would literally sit. My dad was a selectman. They would literally sit the cops down and go, listen, town needs money. You're pulling everybody over. Everyone. If they're from out of town, they get a ticket. If they're from town, they get a warning. And that's how they make money. We got stopped in Wareham one day.
We did. For doing nothing.
Not technically Cape Cod. It's like shitty Cape Cod.
No offense,
it's like,
Wareham.
No, it's like, I don't know. It's just not Cape. You have to be over the bridge. You have to be over the bridge. It's not Cape Cod if you're not over the bridge, in my humble opinion. But and
you were born on the Cape.
I was born on the Cape,
You're
so
like
I can
native.
say I am a native. That they were pulling people over left and right. We weren't doing anything wrong. They pulled us over. They said I was speeding. Bullshit.
Yeah, you weren't doing it.
I'm normally speeding,
yeah, sure.
but I wasn't in that case, motherfucker.
So Zach says he wasn't allowed to pull his car off the lot until he was registered and insured.
You had a loan though, sweetie.
Yeah, well. And Tracy is shocked that asking on Facebook would not get her out of anything.
Yeah.
So that usually it works
in my legal
court
defense.
Of law. Donna says that's state to state.
It was Massachusetts, but they should check with their insurer.
If you call the police station, please call the non-emergency line. That's a very good tip right there.
And Ann says we're in the right spot. Well, thank you.
I got your spot.
But I mean, and then it happens. Listen, sometimes people ask a question, they'll get some helpful answers. So somebody asked on the Cape Coral page about issues with their landlord, and people were like, "Hey, send them a letter, a register." Like I said, "Hey, look on because her house got sold, and they were the landlord was like, go fuck yourself." And he didn't give any information about who to contact. Nobody contacted her. So I said, go on the property assessor's website, look it up, send them both a registered letter. And at least then you have legal grounds. And then somebody else suggested she started putting her rent in escrow because her pool was green and many other broken things.
I don't know if you heard there was a man and a toddler found dead in a pool today in Cape Coral. I don't know what happened.
Very uplifting and wonderful.
It was not good. But we're talking about pools.
Yeah, let me give you this.
I don't know.
Dead toddler.
You're talking about goddamn dead babies.
Let's get back to talking about how I rape everyone.
Killing babies.
Let's get back to talking about how I rape everyone and force them to have children against their will.
Well,
side note:
if there was a person to do that,
what it would be me?
It might be you.
I have another one. I believe I shared. I believe I shared a post about this today, which I will bring up on the screen if I can find it. So anyway, for legal matters.
Consult somebody.
Consult an attorney. For medical matters.
Consult
your local healthcare condition.
I'm going to go out on a limb here.
If you ask or the FDA and somebody
if you ask a Facebook group about anything, like people in Cape Coral, where's the best burger? Where's the best steak?
Can't even get
my house. I make the best steak.
No, you do though.
It's like I do make a good
steak. Yeah, Cape Coral, like you can't get an organic.
But the thing is, like people will not answer your question, and then of course somebody says like Longhorn Steakhouse, Longhorn Steak is no good. You gotta go, and it's like this big argument. So all these people wanted some friendly suggestions, and probably about 90% of the suggestions were either rude comments. Although I did post a rude comment the other day myself. Somebody says, "What is causing my house to smell musty?" And I just wrote must. I thought it was pretty funny. I felt like when I hit send, I shouldn't be doing this, but I thought it was pretty funny. Must. Not and really actually, Jeff Hesketh thought it was very funny.
He thought it was funny because he likes you.
Oh, it's funny. Anybody else think that's not funny? If somebody has what's causing the musty smell in my house?
Would you like to tell a redneck joke?
No.
I mean, a dad joke?
Oh, yeah. This was a pretty funny one.
Go ahead, do it.
How does a hippie polygamist count his wife? 1 Mrs. Hippie, 2 Mrs. Hippie, 3 Mrs. Hippie.
That's what Charles Manson did. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think they were really wives as much as like he was kind of like spiritual inspiration for people.
Okay, I can't find the video, but I will tell you that we had a lot of butthole excitement over here over the weekend.
Buttholes.
So I kept asking Doug to show me his butthole, and he would not show me his butthole. I'm like, show me your butthole, show me your butthole, and he wouldn't show me.
I'm like,
I want to make sure everything's okay.
Oh, really?
And,
that's what
and then what I did was I did like some Tracy's saying sex slaves to Manson.
Yeah, well, probably.
Maybe,
but that was the 60s. I think people are just.
I think they were doing things of their own free will, but right. I could be wrong. But the bigger issue I have is the Manson's involvement in the MK Ultra program, which I suggest you look
into. Be on the target list.
I'm already on a target list. You're going to just get shrapnel.
Not the MK Ultra list.
No, but definitely look up MK Ultra and Charles Manson's involvement in it. It raises a lot more questions about our government than it does about Charles Manson, which is a pretty lofty claim. No, have you read about MK Ultra?
Have, actually, yeah.
So are you telling me that I'm being a conspiracy nut, or is this actually true?
It's kind of
Google it.
Kind of messed up.
Charles Manson, MK Ultra. Wow. But back to buttholes. So I did downward facing dog in Doug's office, which if you know the position, it's feet on the ground, hands on the ground, ass in the air. I pulled my skirt up and showed him my butthole, and he was surprised. And then yesterday I woke up and, Doug, we had, was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday morning.
Yesterday morning.
So Monday night, like we had some stuff. We have just some stuff going on that's kind of stressful. Obviously, I'm chronically ill. Doug's not working. It's been a year. Kids are coming tomorrow. We're really excited about the kids coming, but just like we just have a lot going on, and we have a lot of people that we care about, and a lot of people dealing with health issues, and we take that on. So I woke up and I was like, fuck it, it's going to be an awesome day. So I went in the bedroom, I was licking Doug, and like not in a sex way, like in a fucking harassing him way.
Like a dog.
I think I licked him on the belly.
Yeah, there was
Did I
that.
Smack you in the balls a couple times?
Yeah.
And then I sang a song about my butthole. And because I had pooped, I said, would you like to see my butthole? There's some poop on it today, but there might be some poop. And then I spread my butt cheeks and showed him my butthole. And he had a water he was drinking.
And then she asked, is there any paper left?
Is there any paper left? He asked me to do it again, and then he shot his water at me, which makes me mad because it's just his excuse to not drink his water. And I found his water from the day before that he didn't fill all the way, like half full, and I almost beamed him in the fucking head with it. Because if I can be sick, I'm going to say this again, and you guys are going to help me. 10 years I've been sick. And for 10 years, most of the time, I've wanted to die. I'm doing okay right now. Thank you for asking. But this one won't off me, won't take me to Switzerland, gets all mad when I'm like, hey, by the way, I'm going to kill myself. And so I think that he owes it to me to drink water, take his supplements, eat some vegetables, get a little exercise, go in the sauna, sit on the biomat. These are all things you can do.
Heroin, crack.
These are not things that are going to help you live. And you have 2 children who love you very much, and they would be very sad if you were dead. And I am going to fucking kill you. So anyway, he squirted his water at my butthole. I don't think was there any toilet paper or poo residue?
Not after the water.
I will tell you that I generally use a baby wipe to clean up afterward, but I went in the guest bathroom because I was trying not to wake you up. So there might have been some
which you then proceeded to come in and wake me up in an obnoxious manner. Just saying, Your Honor.
Okay, maybe. I chuckled at the musty comment. Perfect answer.
Yes, it's good.
You're a bad influence.
I don't know what the hell causes this person musty smell.
I don't know. They should see a doctor about that. Tracy says, you guys are silly, stupid, and I love this. Don't you and Bex show each other your assholes?
It's a butthole presentation day. It happens every first Wednesday of the month.
I will show you my butthole anytime you want. You want to see it right now? Do you guys want to see it? I'll show everybody. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, this
Anne says MK Ultra is absolutely true, no doubt, as I've seen too many documentaries.
Yeah, because documentaries never lie.
Okay, but
MK Ultra is a thing. Yeah,
but like, don't argue with people for the sake of arguing with them. Argue with them because you have some reason to make an
argument. Preventing the trickle out theory.
There's asking for and I was thinking about how. Go ahead.
Tracy says, I mean, pooping is worth waking you up for. She waited till after.
I didn't poop today. I would have woken him up if I did. And I'm almost out of my Fen Cho, but I ordered more. Oh my God, I had to order so many supplements
What
today.
What is Fen Cho?
It's a standard process supplement that gets things moving. My friend Christina recommended to me.
I thought it was the guy on Hawaii 5-0, played by Cam Fong.
We're just trying to figure out creative financing around here, right? So we talked about using the credit card, opening new credit cards, and using the points and incentives to your benefit. Of course, having available credit in case we have to fucking live off of it. So I found a way. So Christina helps me out with my supplements. I get a discount. Thank you, Christina. I'm so grateful for that. And she's such a good friend, an amazing person. Like, I just can't. I love her so much. I love all you guys, but I'm talking about Christina right now. It's not your turn.
Settle down.
So Doug's herbs, I haven't done my herbs in like 9 months because we just can't afford them. They're too expensive. And so what I did instead, I was going to try to make my tinctures myself, but I don't know anything about it. Then I started going down the rabbit hole of doing that, and buying all the herbs I would need would be like $200. And I'm like, well, I could grow them, but that would take a very long time. And I don't know what's going to grow in Florida. Like, I'm going down this whole rabbit hole. So finally I went with the Green Dragon Botanicals, which, by the way, if you have Lyme or suspect Lyme, my doctor actually refers all of his patients to the Green Dragon Botanicals liquid protocol. I highly recommend it. I have had several friends use it. So instead of going with my custom herbal protocol, I went with the Green Dragon herbs because that's what it would be close. It'll do something. Is it going to heal me? I don't know, but it might help a little, help stave off the Lyme, keep me from blowing my fucking brains out. And Doug's herbal tincture, I had the ingredients, but I didn't know, like, if I ordered from them, it's twice the price. So I ordered the ingredients, and we're gonna mix it up.
It's gonna be like Breaking Bad. We'll have hazmat suits.
Yeah, well,
it'll be fun.
Sure. And so I'm happy that we were able to do that, to be creative. So it just leads me into my next segment: ways in which I am like Vanilla Ice. If you have a problem, I'll solve it. I like to roll with my rag top down so my hair can blow.
Your hair doesn't move. It's a beehive.
It moves.
Moves.
Even when we're driving in the car, you haven't seen my hair moving all over the place. That's why it's stuck together.
We get worse mileage when your hair is sticking out of the car. It's like
one thing that happens is
wind.
One thing that happens is a swift breeze goes by, and it's bulky.
It's heavy. It's top heavy.
And it'll go, or it'll get knocked off. Sometimes I have to put it back up. It's a whole thing. My hair weighs a lot. Actually, it's funny too, because my neighbor is like, yeah, you should put like one of those cloth headbands on there. And I'm like, we were in the pool. My hair was soaking wet. And I'm like, I don't think you understand what you're dealing with here. And so I had her hold my hair. Well, it's not really rope. It's rope. I mean, it's like rope, but it's also like sponges. So when it gets wet, it's every one. They come down to my belly button. No, more than that, right?
Like Crystal Gale over here.
No, they come down to my fupa. They come past my fupa. I could tuck them into my fupa. I might just do that. So in any case, they weigh a ton. And so I don't know where we're talking about with the dreadlocks, poop. I don't know. But Anne raises a very valid point. She says Doug owes it to himself. Doug owes a lot of things to himself. I was just giving him a hard time about this right before the podcast, about how sometimes when you talk to somebody who's tone deaf and has been shitty to you and takes advantage of you, when are you going to confront them? The answer is
never.
That's why he married his bitch wife, who will go off on a tirade about everyone.
I'm glad you said it. I was going to say it. I just didn't want to say it. I think
that's why you married me. But except you like that I'm a bitch wife when I'm all protective and whatnot. But when I'm giving you a fucking hard time and making you take care of yourself and do terrible things like eat a vegetable or exercise or drink water, you hate me.
I ate vegetable today.
A vegetable.
I ate hummus. That's a vegetable.
I guess.
What did I have for lunch?
Is a chickpea a vegetable?
I don't know what I have for lunch.
Legume.
Anyways.
What did you have? You didn't have lunch. You had a bowl of yogurt.
Oh, I had yogurt.
What did you put in your yogurt?
I had a little dash of honey and a little dash of granola.
So you did not have a vegetable?
That was not a vegetable. That was dairy.
So
for breakfast. What did we have for breakfast? I didn't think I ate breakfast either. I had a green juice.
We had a green juice for breakfast.
Green juice.
I had pear. Doug had green juice. And then he made a delightfully healthy dinner that I would like him to describe. I'm trying to click on things that are on your screen. Trace says opposites attract. We're opposite in some ways and really the same in a lot of ways.
We're opposite politically.
We're
opposite gender
politically. And Doug's like a type B personality or no, you're because you're anxious.
I defy.
Whereas I'm very like methodical and organized,
yeah,
and Doug's not so much. And so anyway, back to how I'm like Vanilla Ice.
Okay.
So if you have a problem, I'll solve it.
You'll solve it.
I like to drive with my top down.
So your hair can.
I enjoy A1A, which is a beachfront avenue.
Front avenue.
And I have had some problems with my eyebrows in the past. He had some problems with his eyebrows.
Do you check out a hook when the DJ revolves it?
I check out the hook all the time. I like to check the hook for bait and for fish. See, now they look.
Yeah, it's the camera.
What's going on?
I think it's the camera angle. I don't know what's going on with that.
I don't know. I'm a hot mess today. And we're both Floridians. We both like you both like the
Amish.
We both love the Amish. Yeah. I had a chat. I chat with the Amish just like Vanilla Ice.
You're not supposed to talk to them.
You're not supposed to talk to the Amish?
Yeah, no. You're not supposed to look them in the eye either. They're gonna have to go back and build a birdhouse or something. That's as penance.
Anyway, I just want you guys to know I'm like Vanilla Ice, and all of life's questions can be answered through the lyrics of Ice Ice Baby. Is a theory that I firmly believe.
There are a lot more lyrics that you have not addressed.
I will kill your brain like a poisonous mushroom.
What about Shay with a gauge and Vanilla with a 9?
Yes, and
Donna Shay with a gauge.
Oh, I do have a friend named Donna Shay, and I would run from her. She will fuck you up.
Imagine if Donna was armed.
I also said something called butthole searching on here.
Butthole searching.
What was I searching for buttholes?
I don't know, but there was the manatee that had a big tear in his colon, and he died because his brother had sex with him.
Wait, what happened?
The manatee up at, I think it was near Tampa or something. The manatee died from a sex accident, and then I read into it, and it was that his colon got ripped, like an 11-inch rip or something from his brother, who tried to forcibly have sex with the manatee brother. So anyways, it was
wait, so these were people or manatees?
The manatees. They were manatees, but they were brother manatees.
Something I wanted to share with the class that I found to be interesting is and they're blurring this out. No
one wants to see.
Yeah, I'm going to show you the image anyway. So that's not a good one.
Not looking. This is
all right. I'm going to share this one. So there's a product on the market that some people are using to treat skin cancer. Whether it actually treats skin cancer,
no idea.
Who knows? However, this woman, somebody I know actually had a piece that was questionable, and they've put this on it and went to see what happened. I'm not going to show you their pictures because she's been sending me pictures of it. But basically, what happens is you put this salve on it. It's called black salve, and you put it on with like a bandage on over it, and overnight, if it's cancerous, and only if it's cancerous, allegedly,
you die.
This is what happens overnight. Hang on.
Is this like those things you put on your feet to detox your feet?
Anytime now.
I don't need.
That's what happens overnight to your cancer. So it's not necessarily something that I don't know if I would do it. I'm not a big fan of the Western medicine stuff, but I people are doing this if they have a suspected cancer.
If you think you have cancer, put this stuff, and overnight it'll make this gaping 3-inch.
Yeah, it gets the whole
goddamn hole.
Gets the whole thing.
Does it cure it?
Yeah, and then what happens is it eventually you have to let it fall off. It eventually falls off, and you're healed, allegedly. But there's a lot of so if you look up black salve, there's lots of controversy about it. So it's interesting. And
it's gross is what it is.
I don't know if it's gross or if it's not. But
I hope there's help for people with skin cancer, and I hope that some of this stuff works, and it is proven to help. And I think we could.
It's tough because like I'm in a lot of these natural healing groups, and what happens. And I was thinking about this in my swim the other night, is that time and time again, what happens is people go the Western medicine route, and they get all the treatments and tests and all this stuff, and I happen to have a very good friend who has a problem with her back, and there was an issue that they didn't notice for years that she just recently found out about. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, there's just a lot of negligence and shittiness, and people often, especially people with chronic illnesses, become very disenchanted with the Western medicine world, which is what happened to me. And then they come to people like they're like, oh, you with your hippie bullshit. Like they have no interest in it. They think I'm crazy until they realize, like, wait a second, this isn't working. This is making me worse. These are side effects. And Trace says, yup, like they fucking suck. And so she didn't say they fucking suck. I'm saying it. But you know, you have to check with your local healthcare professional, the CDC or the FDA. You should definitely listen to them. You should definitely.
She hates it.
She hates it. So that in doing, so people give me a fair amount of shit about my hippie bullshit. Like one of the things I did a video recently about muscle testing, and people actually with Zach. Zach's like, people think you're fucking, if they don't know about this, they think you're a fucking lunatic. You know that, right? And I'm like, yeah, okay, they can think I'm a lunatic, but it works. I mean, I've been muscle testing my supplements for a while, but lately I've been doing it every time I take my supplements, and it seems to be really helping. I've been feeling a lot better, with the exception of yesterday's full moon.
We're not going to read any vulgar comments.
Of course we will. They do fucking suck. Yes, they fucking suck my butthole with poop hanging out of it, like a dingleberry. They're like, ugh. That's how much they suck. Actually, they're not good enough to suck my butthole with a dingleberry. It's so rare that I poop. Do you know how special is Stacey? I should look up that guy who wants to eat my asshole all day. Do you think he's special enough to get my one dingleberry?
At least, you know what? At least he has the want.
This is why you say that's my wife.
At least he has the want. That's my wife.
So in any case, I have a cyst on my tit that I have had for what, 3 years now? 2-3 years?
I don't know.
And the other day, this is totally gross, by the way.
I don't know.
You're not
Why
eating.
Are you talking about this stuff?
It just oozed forever. And I'm like, oh, do I put that stuff on my tit?
Blacks out?
Yeah.
You don't want a big giant gaping hole in it?
I don't know. But no. Yeah, although the cyst is also terrible. So who the fuck knows? Trace says,
I am in so much pain every day. I cannot believe it has gone undiagnosed until today. This has been going on my whole life. That's it was Tracy. I was expecting a fun, lighthearted comment, and it was not.
So it was my friend Tracy that had this experience today, and I wasn't going to name names, but I am glad that she identified herself.
Point a finger at you, Missy.
I want to choke all the doctors that didn't take care of my friend. I'm fucking livid on your behalf.
That's not good.
All I want to do is fix you and make you better, and I wish I could. Oh, actually, Trace says black salve works well for spider bites. Good to know.
What kind of oil of newt or eye of newt are you guys putting on your spider bites?
I'm putting all kinds of eye of newt. And today I actually had on my list that I wanted to sage the house just because I hadn't done it in a while. And I like to do it whenever the energy feels off. And sometimes I like to do it after we have house guests. Not that I don't like I love our house guests, but I just want it's time for our energy. We need to reclaim our space. If you're a bad house guest, I'll fucking sage all day long.
We'll sage your face.
But I haven't done that. Like I said, I haven't saged in, I don't know, when was the last time I saged the house? Probably after we had the
probably after the hurricane, maybe. I don't know.
No, we had after the hurricane. Yes, I saged the house immediately after the hurricane.
Or some people say hurricane.
I don't think they do, but
no, some people do.
Okay. So I saged the house and
then what?
I saged the house, but while I saged the house, I blessed every room in the house. So I went into the guest room and I said, this is a place of healing and peace and relaxation. And then I went into your office and I said, this is a place of creativity.
And buttholes.
No, well, one butthole usually. Sometimes I show you my butthole in there. You never know. That the office is a place of creativity and fun and making money, baby.
Making
and
that
then
cabbage.
I talked about the living room being a place of healing and fun, because I hang out in the living room a lot. Healing and fun and togetherness. I have a cabinet where we keep like our bills and stuff. I said that this was a place that makes us money. I went into the dining area and I said, this is a place where we come together and have fun as a family. Or I paint a lot at the table. As a matter of fact, I'm set up to do Dave's painting right now. So this is a place where we have creativity in the kitchen. I talked about how it's a place for nourishing our bodies. I went into both bathrooms and talked about how they're a place to nurture and detoxify our bodies. I even went into my closet and I said that this is a place that we go that makes us feel confident and attractive, that we love our clothes and we love the way we look. And I don't even want to tell you the stuff I said about our bedroom. I didn't get to the garage, and I should have, because I should have said that we had these cars that magically run forever. Trace on the heels of a black salve works well for spider bites says, I got bit by a poisonous spider on my boob and the black salve helped so much. Did it leave a gaping hole like that? I want to know.
What freaky sex crap are you doing with a spider?
There is spider porn. P.S. Google that shit. Spider porn, hilarious and oddly arousing. Trace says, you can always share my stuff. If my pain helps others and is worth it, we all need to help each other in the world. Thank you.
That is very true.
Thank you.
That is
thank you, Tracy. And I'm saying, like, thank you. Obviously, like, thank you for being willing to put yourself out there, but also thank you, like, for recognizing that, like, people need support. People need reality. I mean, that's why we do this podcast. We try to keep it real. We're trying to be like, hey, some stuff is really fucking hard in our lives, but we're gonna make the best of it, and we want to be positive with people. And sometimes we're grouchy, but then I was talking about musician wives problems.
Okay.
So a musician wife problem is listening to how you need another guitar every day.
Yeah, I don't need many more guitars, but there are certain things I need.
You want the Devo guitar.
I want the Devo guitar.
You want the.
And as a matter of fact, I almost bought the Devo guitar right after we moved to Florida, and it was only like $700. It's a limited edition. Whatever. It was the exact color, exact setup that I wanted. I have not seen one for sale in any color since that day. I'm kicking myself. It would have been amazing.
You also want the Sears guitar.
Sears guitar is a Silvertone guitar. It's got an amp in the case, so it's like it's a thing. And then I also want
an old Les Paul custom.
I'm happy with my Les Paul custom, but if I were to get a 74 Alpine White aged, I would not, because 74 is like probably the pinnacle. Anyway,
I got the Mick Jones one. It was the original one I ordered. That was the wrong one.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. I know more now. I know what year was better. Anyways, I don't need another Les Paul, and I'm happy with my Les Paul, but I do need a Rickenbacker 12 string. I do need a Roland G707, which is a synth guitar. I do. Yeah, there's only five more, and I need a B bender. Because a B bender,
like 6 more.
B bender does things that other guitars can't.
Again, musician wife problems.
You push down on the strap.
Then there's a song.
Changes.
There's a song that it's like been worked on, and you've heard it over and over again a million times, but it doesn't have all the lyrics. Or like he's working on his music in the next room. By the way, I'm not really complaining, but it was interesting because I was really happy you're working on your music, and then I was like trying to make a video of it, and I showed that video the other night, and it's like he wants to make a given clip perfect, so he'll play it over and over and over over again, and it will drive you crazy. And also they're temperamental as fuck and so sensitive. Upside of musician wife problems, they do good things with their fingers.
So here's the thing.
And their mouths.
So here's another thing.
Usually it's because they've slutted it up and gotten a lot of experience, but you didn't slut it up.
I will say this about, because I've had these songs in my head like for 24 hours a day for how many years I've had, and now they're out of my head and onto the thing, and you're trying to match those two things up as close as possible. And sometimes you nail it, sometimes it exceeds your expectations, sometimes you nail it, sometimes it's like you can't even get close, and it's frustrating. And so that's why I'll spend a lot of time listening back to stuff and trying to figure out.
So there's two problems with this situation. The first problem is you make it look easy. The second problem is, which is,
are we talking about the bedroom, or are we talking about music now?
You don't have to make me look easy. I am easy. I will fuck you anytime. You want to fuck right now? What are you saying?
That's my wife. No, we're doing a podcast.
We're married. Actually, I was talking about my to-do list for today, and I said I think I'm gonna have to oh God, I think we're gonna have to I was gonna have to do yoga while I blew you if I want to get the rest of my stuff done for today and on the podcast. That's my problem. My problem is that you make it look easy, so I don't think it's hard for you to do it. But your problem, let me tell you what it is. Your problem is you're a fucking perfectionist. You are a perfectionist.
I'm up here.
Y'all have heard perfection.
You've
all heard Perfectville.
I am up here.
Okay. You've all heard Perfectville. Do you know how many times he's tweaked that shit? It's been changed like 4 times since then, by the way. It sounds exactly the same. There's one special instrument in there that I'm not allowed to talk about because it's a surprise.
It's so good. And but
people don't get it.
I worked on it a lot this weekend. I tightened up a lot of stuff. And yeah,
Oh, I'm so glad she said this. So Trace says, so she loves that we bless every room in our house. And I think you should do the same at your house. You all should do your same at your house. Sage, very inexpensive on the interwebs. You could pick it up, grow it in your garden. It's very easy to grow. Trace said she did have a big gaping hole in her boob, but it healed nicely. I'm going to have to tell my friend that before I forget. And she says, I love you feeling out your dream guitars, but what she meant to say is geeking out about your dream guitars.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing you say in Facebook or your phone autocorrect.
I'm sure Tracy has stuff that she geeks out about. Everybody does.
Of course she does.
Yeah.
She's a crazy person about all of the she likes the dead bodies and the murders. So, anytime we talk about dead bodies or murder,
she'd be geeking out over like
she's on the scene with her lab coat.
Blood splatter patterns.
Anne says she staged her apartment about a month ago. Might be a good idea to do it again. Maybe. I don't know. Have you had any terrible visitors? How's your energy?
Yeah.
I always think the new moon, the full moon are great times to do it too. Trace says, leave it alone. Perfectville is amazing. Exactly. I especially love the intro, which you don't really hear in the podcast intro, but in the song you hear it, and it's my favorite part.
It's funny because I played it for a musician friend of mine, and he said he liked the last third of it. He didn't like the front. He wanted that to be.
What musician friend?
Rick Schiffman.
Ask Rick Schiffman if he's the general music buying public. As the general music buying public, it's fucking awesome.
That's you.
Yeah.
You're the general music.
Musicians are fucking nuts. All of you. You all have specific things you like. You have one friend that's like, oh, I wish it was more folky. Guess what? He's a fucking folk guitarist.
That's a good point.
Like they like what they like, and but like musicians, you like what you like, and you think everything else is crap. And I would argue that you should listen to the general music buying public and not other musicians if you want to make any fucking money.
Oh no! I've
and by the way, you're never going to make a musician happy.
I've embraced.
What?
Is that what I think it is?
Yes, it's now with a bass plugin.
Okay. The thing is, I've embraced some crap lately. I have, like, sometimes I think hair metal or like the hair bands from like the late 80s, early 90s are hysterical. I think they're a lot of fun, like the Motley Crues and Poison, whatever. But what's that? Warrant? That Cherry Pie is hysterical, and probably
I think there's a lot of great bands out there. Great songs out there. They may not be. It's not going to be Beethoven's Fifth every time, but guess what? Beethoven's Fifth probably not making as much money as, I don't know, Girls, Girls, Girls by Motley Crue.
Yeah. Well, I think part of it is that I think there's so much super quality music that not a lot of people know about. Like, and I think that's my beef.
The point is, get it the fuck out there and have it be stuff that people will like. If you want to make it, listen, if you want to make music for yourself, make music for yourself. If you want to make music to make money, get it out there. Trace says, I agree with Stacey on this one. Thank you, Tracy.
God damn it.
Because I'm right.
I want to know more about the dead people and ghosts. Like, I don't care about like dead people, but like the ghosts are fascinating to me because I know, like, I've had experiences myself. I've never seen like a ghost with a sheet or whatever. I've never seen that.
There's no sheet, but we had a ghost in the freaking Marshfield house.
But I've felt presence.
We had a ghost in the Marshfield house.
Unexplained things happen to me. I've had a lot of lights flickering on and off. Things.
You had an owl follow you home from a psychic event?
Owls follow me home. Not from a psychic event. They didn't follow me home from a psychic event. It was two different stories.
I meshed them together. I like it better is my one story. It's just like how I think epileptic and dyslexics lesbians should have butt plugs that flash so that they can scissor.
So the flashing causes the seizure.
Yeah.
And causes the
the one lesbian. The only time to go, or both lesbians if you do it right. It depends on. It depends.
That'd be a special circumstance to get two lesbians to seize at the same time. I'm just saying
that it's the only time scissoring makes any fucking sense. Trace also, I'm sure she agrees with me on that one too. Trace, I'm just going to keep bringing that comment on the screen anytime I say anything. She says, I've seen the shadows and felt presence and heard whistles.
Do you ever hear, oh, you have it like the classic ghost?
No. I have video of like little orbs in my house and a cabinet popping open on its own.
Doesn't prove anything. And I believe in ghosts. I totally believe in spirits. The cabinet
popped open. You're telling me that house didn't have freaking spirits?
Oh, that house was haunted as F. But it was
recently sold.
Recently sold for a song. I will say there's a lot of stuff that happens. Anyways, I'm fascinated by that. I'm fascinated by the whole medium thing. Like the medium thing is the one thing. It's like I've had a medium talk to me. I've had psychics and stuff, like talk to relatives and things like that. And I don't know how they could have known some of the stuff they knew and some of the stuff I witnessed and things like that. So I believe it, but I'm also thinking that I could be convinced otherwise. But I really think that there's some people that just have different senses than we do. And I think kids certainly have senses that they kind of either grow out of or something. But let's see. I have not heard moaning unless it was from the living on purpose.
Hello.
Yeah, baby. They must be doing something right.
Epileptic butt plugs. Side note, our Marshfield house.
Yeah.
They had purchased it for $432
in 2018.
2018. They put windows in. And that was pretty much it. I mean, they did a little painting. In 2023, they listed it for $499, which we felt like was low, and it sold for $550.
$550.
And it's actually increased in value since then. Not much, but like 1%. Only recently
there
sold.
were some awesome things about that house. There were some also not some awesome things about that house.
Yeah. The neighbors.
Well, the one neighbor, the Marshfield Inn.
The Marshfield Inn. Well, we had some issues with some other neighbors too.
It was entertaining. It was.
Well, I do miss Tuna Man a little bit.
Tuna Man.
Incidentally, so my pal Dave was here. Some of you may have remembered
him. We
saged
the fuck out of this house after he left. I tell you that much.
No, we did not. We just saged it today. Trace says people are made up of energy, and energy never stops. That has been proven by science. Valid.
Oh, now we believe science. Can you imagine
you're stuck with this hippie bullshit energy for the rest of your life? Sorry.
Look at my face.
But I want to tell you this. My friend Dave was here. Dave's got a bunch of ink. I got a bunch of ink, and I was like, "Oh, we should get matching tattoos." And then I was like, what should we get tattoos of? And I'm like, oh, borrowing owl. Me and Dave should get borrowing owl tattoos. And I'm like, well, Doug should get one too. But Doug won't because he doesn't want a tattoo. Anyway,
I will. Yeah.
You will what?
I will obsess over every, like if I had a tattoo, I'd be like looking at it every day. I'd be
so how weird is it though? Because like when you talk to me, like I'm this big, goofy, dynamic, like ridiculous person who says fuck constantly. And then when it times to get stuff done, I'm focused and I get it fucking done, and then I go back to being ridiculous. Whereas, look at this.
What is that?
Wobbly arm. That's not a good look. Doug,
put some black salve on that.
I will, if it will work. Doug, on the other hand, is like, he's like, everybody thinks he's Mr. Fun, but he's Mr. Anxious all the fucking time. It's ridiculous.
There's no fun to be had with me.
So Trace, I keep thinking you're my second monitor. Trace says, if I die first, I will let you know from the other side, and you do the same. Yeah, if you see dicks, it's from me. Dick.
Just what she needs.
Trace Trace says, I like the owl tattoo. Hang on. Before you like the owl tattoo too much, let me tell you my theory, which Dave was not in support of, and I have no idea why.
What is that?
So we're trying to figure out where to put this borrowing owl tattoos, because we both have, I have a sleeve here. I want to do a full leg on this leg. I don't know how an owl would really fit in. I want to leave my back open for some flamingo wings. Tracy and I have actually talked about that. And then, I don't know what else I want to do. I want a Jeep tattoo. I was thinking about putting that on my ass. Who the fuck knows? But Dave and I were trying to figure out where to put this borrowing owl tattoo, and I came up with an idea. You really have to think about the placement of a tattoo is just as important as the tattoo itself. So I thought if you're going to have a borrowing owl that lives in the ground.
In your butthole.
Butthole. And then I thought, well, if you
wait a minute, you want to have a burrowing owl matching tattoo with your friend Dave on your buttholes.
Well, hang on, you haven't heard the rest of it. So the burrowing owls, next to their like little holes, people put these little teeth so the owls they're white, and so the owls
look like
put the alligator
Arlington
on there.
National Cemetery,
like a little T.
Yeah.
Put the alligator on there like a little burrowing owl, so it'll be like, oh, the little owl. So I was thinking that if we wanted to really do the burrowing owl justice, we would need the little T. But like, how do you do that? Piercing, butthole piercing. Ooh. So Dave, very disappointed in my friend.
He was not up for that.
Dave, who, by the way, for the last 30 years, I've had a debate with about who loved whom more. And he does not want to get a burrowing owl tattooed out of his butthole, nor does he want to get his butthole pierced, which only proves once and for all that I love him more.
I got to know if people actually do that. I don't imagine
get their assholes pierced. Of course they do. Of course they do. Asshole piercing. Everybody look it up on your computer. Play along at home. Piercing. Images.
Anal piercing. is a body person.
There you go. That's not your butthole. I want to see an actual butthole that's pierced. Oh, look.
That's explicit. No, that's not even cheeks. Close.
I need to manage my settings so it stops. Manage settings. Why does it want to not show me explicit? Off. Show me all the fucking pictures. All of it. I want to see it.
Oh, is that one? I don't know what that is. Oh,
that's a butthole.
But yeah, but it's got staples.
That might be a staple type of pierce.
No, how do we? I don't want to Google this.
You don't have to. I'll do it for you.
Yeah, this is not good, folks.
But they're showing all these other piercings. Like, why are you showing these other piercings? This is bothering me too. Both Amazon and Google, like, they just don't know how to fucking show you what you're looking for. I want a butthole piercing. That's a belly button, not a butthole. Rectal piercing? When you put asshole piercing, why are they showing me people's nipples? What is happening?
Because only assholes have pierced nipples. I don't know. I just made that up.
Now I'm just seeing a lot of assholes and some fisting.
Kill me now.
Why do you want to be killed? I'm just saying that it's something people do.
You know what? If you wanted to get a nice tattoo or whatever, you know what would be really funny?
I'm sorry, are you judging people who have asshole piercings?
Yes, I am.
Why?
Okay, I am. Why? Because it sounds goddamn painful.
Yeah, but it's not.
Tracy has a high tolerance for pain, but would not pierce her butthole.
I don't see the point of piercing your butthole. You're going to get poop on it, but whatever. Anal piercing is a body piercing, and I'm glad to know that Wikipedia is not for sale. It's a body piercing.
There's one.
Surrounding the area of the... That doesn't really look painful.
No. Why would you get that? Like, why on earth would you get that?
Because it would feel good?
It would feel good. Having a fish hook in your...
If you look on Wikipedia, there's a beautiful anal piercing tattoo. And it says an anal piercing is a body piercing surrounding the area of the human anus, usually in the perineum. Despite its name, piercing of the anal sphincter itself is rather rare, but ever since the wound canal has healed, piercings through functioning muscle in a sensitive area of the anus tend to remain painful and prone to tearing. Even more so, a new piercing in the area is difficult to keep safe from infection because of the constant presence of fecal matter. I don't have any fecal matter. It's jammed up in my fucking colon.
Then go get your piercing. We know a guy.
I got a bun cake with a piercing on it. I'm happy to have icing. Trace says that she didn't. I thought she was going to say she had a butthole piercing. If anybody knows anyone,
if you have one, enjoy it.
It's
not for me. Thank you.
So and then I think it's funny that people are arbitrarily offended by the word fuck.
Yeah, people
like from now when somebody tells me is talking and they say something like, I don't know, like if they're a Bible thumper, I'm offended by the Bible. I'm not. I'm offended by Jesus. That's offensive to me. Like, what's arbitrary? Like the word fuck. That's offensive to you.
But when did people start using that word? That's what I want to know. Did
specifically?
Yeah.
Well,
because I just learned that the word hello actually was a recent invention.
Yes, I was the one who told you.
Yeah,
that.
You did, and I was
tell them why.
Flummoxed. It was because they needed something when the telephone was invented. Alexander Graham Bell said, when you pick up the phone, say ahoy. And that people, so they had to come up with its own word. And hello was also used as an excuse me term.
But that song, refer to that song.
And so, hello, my baby, hello, my honey.
Sing it.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire. If you abuse me, honey, you lose me, and you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, come home and tell me I'm your own.
So in any case,
burp.
That song was literally making fun of Alexander Graham Bell.
Of the word. Yes.
The word is probably cognate with a number of Germanic words with meanings involving striking, rubbing, and having sex, or derivative of the old French word meant to have sex.
Striking.
But I thought it meant for unlawful carnal knowledge, or is that just a Van Halen
So
album?
does it say when they started
fornicating under consent of the king, later shortened to fuck. Oh, that's a false etymology.
Oh, that's no good.
So there's many false.
That's a good one though.
etymologies. So the first attested around 1475 CE. I don't even know when CE is. Is that like BC, but not? Some sort of like people who hate religious fanatics.
I don't know what's.
In any case, that means I'm not a potty mouth. I'm an historian. Anyway, I think it's stupid if you get offended by arbitrary words. I refuse to get offended by any word. You can call me whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit.
Oh, CE is an alternative to the AD.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't know. It doesn't say what the CE stands. Common era. Common era.
This is an anti-religious stance thing. Trace says it's just a word, and Trace says you're good. I love it. Brian Hall says, "Holy crap! An hour and a half of marital hate. How do you have the energy to keep up?" Heil. I'm sorry, I don't know how Brian.
Brian Heil. I worked with Brian Heil back in 1988. That's how far we go back.
In 1988, I was in 6th grade.
You were 12. Here I am working with Brian. Grade. We've known each other all that long. Anyway, my wife talks a lot. I don't know if you've watched this show before, but she talks a lot.
We get going on things.
We talked about buttholes. We talked about the F word.
We talked about buttholes like 3 times today. Yeah, buttholes have been a big topic.
Must be the full moon.
Delusional people. We talked about asking for legal advice on the internet, fighting on the internet, abortion, vanilla ice, black salve, Tracy's frustration with the medical industry, musicians, being offended by the word
need
fuck.
For a guitar for every different use. Brian will know this. He's a musician. Yeah, you can't just have one guitar. Well, you could, but
Doug put on his list of like a bunch of guitars that he needs, despite the ones he already had. Watch. And by the way, Brian, if you need some friends, these people, the haters, they'll be your friend. They love you. They like that. We call them our master haters, the OGs. You can be a hater, but I don't know. It'll take some time to become a master hater. But everyone is like, we have this great community, and everybody loves each other,
and they love to listen to Stacey talk,
and they encourage my nonsense. And I question their sanity, but they're delightful people. Tracy says I was 6 years old, and she says, "What's up, Brian?"
I could be Tracy's dad. That would be a little crazy.
I don't think you could be my dad.
I could not.
But because my parents were pretty fucking young when I was born, you'd have to try hard.
Like my age.
And then I wanted to talk about.
Brian says guitars never enough.
Seriously? Well, then you start funding the guitar fund in this house because we are out of money. Responsibility for your actions. I think it's just important to do that. Yep. But I think that people don't like to do that. We talked about that earlier in the podcast, but it is late.
It is late. It's well, as Brian points out, an hour and a half of talking. But I think.
Well, and I also still need to do my swimming, which means I have to take my clothes off and jump in the pool and swim for 35 minutes.
Do you want me to leave this camera on and the people can get some sort of?
Sure, you guys want to show? I don't give a shit. I am seriously considing starting an OnlyFans of me just swimming around the pool. In any case, I like to end the show with a little gratitude every day. And I hope you guys are focused on gratitude in every day of your life. It's such an important thing. It brings good things to you. It's like a little thank you to God, the universe, your friends,
Indeed.
Whatever.
Brian says each guitar has a different personality, which is true because each guitar makes you play a certain way. And I'm not the only person to say that. Mark Knopfler actually said that once.
Who's Mark Knopfler?
He's the lead guitarist for Dire Straits, who did Money for Nothing, Sultans of Swing, et cetera, et cetera. Very good player, finger picker.
Okay, so my gratitude for today is my friend Risa sending me a nice meditation. I'm grateful that Tracy got some new information, but that's not even on my list. I was prepared. I had notes from the other day. These were other day notes.
Monday notes.
These were Monday notes.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful for my friend Zach. I'm thankful for my friend Christina. I'm thankful that for Edward from Eduardo from Delta, who was very helpful on the phone today. He texted me, and we were able to get Nolan's flight credited to his Delta Sky Miles account.
I will take care of it for you.
This flight didn't earn any points. However, it earned points on my credit card, but it made it so that Nolan could access his flight on his phone, which he was unable to do before. I'm grateful that the kids are coming. I'm grateful that I found a cheaper way to get herbs. I'm grateful for hippie bullshit in general. I'm grateful for Doug making a yummy and healthy dinner, which I would like you to briefly explain.
It was an Asian-inspired chicken in an Instant Pot with broccoli, and then Stacy had the bright idea to put the broccoli in the Instant Pot and cook it all together. I thought it was going to turn the broccoli to mush. It did not. It was.
So tell them the recipe real quick. Instant Pot.
Garlic.
In the Instant Pot.
Yeah, Instant Pot. I threw a little oil, a little
so
garlic.
So what's the button that you use for that? Is it saute? Saute. You push the saute button.
And then you have to deglaze it a little bit. So a little water. I used a little water with like this that Better Than Bouillon stuff to give it a little chickeny flavor. Put it in there, deglaze the pan, through the chicken back in. Instant. Hello, Mr.
That's
Owl.
A burrowing owl.
That's a burrowing owl over there. He is landed on the roof of the house next door.
He wants to be on the podcast. Deglaze.
So you deglaze it. I season the chicken with Chinese 5 spice, garlic powder, more garlic because you can't have enough garlic.
No salt and pepper.
Onion, salt, and pepper, and boom, and you throw that in. And I threw the broccoli on top. Pressure cooked it. Since I already seared it a little, the chicken I seared it on the saute, which I left out. I seared it for 7 minutes. I pressure cooked it for 7 minutes, released it for 5, slow release for 5.
Delightful.
Came out amazing.
Make extra chicken, cut it up the next day, make wraps with it. And what do we have with our wraps?
What do we have?
How do you make the wraps? The peanut butter wraps.
Oh, you take your nut butter and you take some coconut aminos and you take some I forget what else. I have to look it up, but it's pretty much just the nut butter and the coconut aminos and throw it on there. And then so anyways, I pulled it out of the pot. I put some hoisin sauce on, a little drizzle of hoisin on it, and took the broccoli out and put a little lemon butter on the broccoli. It was fantastic. So it was good.
Brian is thankful for each and every breath.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a good attitude. Tracy says, I'm grateful to have answers about my pain in the back and trying new things. I'm excited that good people know good people. I'm thankful to share my insights with others and help them when needed. Yeah. Tracy says, sounds so good. You should have some. We'll make you some. Brian says, fancy.
I think he's talking about me.
You are fancy. I'm fancy. Also thankful. So thank you for cooking that delightful meal.
And thank you for allowing me to be fancy.
I am thankful for my clean house. Doug did help me a little bit today. We straightened it up. It's in good shape. I'm grateful that I had a productive day. And once again, I'm always so thankful for the people who watch the podcast, people that support the podcast. Tell your friends, tell your enemies. If you don't like the podcast, tell your enemies. If you love it, tell your friends. Because it helps us. It gives us the motivation to keep going.
Because we'll be real. Watching. We'll be real.
A little bit too real. I'm going to jump in the pool. Doug's going to tell you his gratitude.
I am grateful that.
Can you make sure I'm off camera?
Hey, I'm going to try. I'll try. No, I don't know if I can do this.
Am I off camera?
You're off camera now, but you're going to be on camera in a minute. Anyways, I'm grateful for my naked wife in the pool and privacy in the pool area. I am also grateful that I'm going to go over here because she's just an exhibitionist. I'm grateful that I learned something on Illustrator today. In Illustrator today, I had an issue with mesh gradient that I had to convert to a regular gradient, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't as easy as it should have been. Anyways, I worked around it. I figured it out. I got my stuff done. I got everything emailed out by end of day. I'm grateful that the boys are coming tomorrow, and I'm grateful for this beautiful weather what we're having. I'm grateful to have a pool, a roof over my head, hot water, food in the fridge, and electricity, and that should about do it. I would think. The splashing you hear is my wife in the pool. The mesh grade. You see, here's the thing, Brian. I was trying to get an SVG down to a certain size, and the mesh gradients were messing it up. And if you try to import something into Figma, which I'm sort of new to, the mesh gradients are no bueno. So, anyways, I had to work around that, and I was all excited. I had this thing in Vector. It looks like a photo, and then so I had to work around it, but I did not lose any of the quality of the original illustration. So I'm very happy with that. So Brian, Brian hates Figma. I like Figma and I hate Figma all at the same time. I think it could be amazing, but it's also, everything's a plugin, right? And the only thing I don't like about it is that I like to save a local copy. I want to have a local copy, and I don't like this. I don't like this working on the cloud thing, the sharing thing and collaborating. Because when I work, I'm working loose, and then I tighten it up later, and I don't want somebody coming in while I'm working. Anyways, but there are some cool things that like Figma can do that we used to do, like in Flash, as an animation thing that can do it and do it really in a really small file size. So it's kind of cool, but we're working on it. So yeah, I'm preaching to the choir, Brian, right there. So anyways, so I'm I'm working on it. My big pet peeve with Figma is that I can't do it as fast as I can do any other program, right? So like I have to rethink and think, all right, where is this? How do I send something to back? Oh, that's under object, send to back. I don't know what the keystroke is. So, and I don't think there is a keystroke for that. Anyways, so anything that slows me down aggravates the crap out of me. Anyways, thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. I'm grateful, always grateful for you guys. I will we'll be back probably tomorrow night with special guests, which is always nice. And probably live from the Volvo tomorrow if there are storms about. Anyways, you guys are the best. We'll see you probably tomorrow with from the road from probably Fort Myers International Airport.
Culver's,
so yeah, we did, and maybe a trip to Culver's. You don't know what you're gonna get on the show. All you know is that you're gonna have fun. So all right, everybody, good night, and I'm gonna leave you with a little taste of Doug Gear music.